Alright guys, I know why you clicked on today's video. You guys want to find out the top 5 easiest grinds in the Hunter Call of the Wild. Now, of course, a quick disclaimer, these are the top 5 easiest grinds in my personal opinion. Now, this might differ for you because everyone's Great One luck is different, but I'm reaching out to the newer players so potentially you guys can have your first Great One after watching this video.
Alright
So I
guys,
hope you
before we
enjoy.
get started, I do want to give an honorable mention to the Great One Red Deer and the Great One Mule Deer. These are two guys. Number 5 is the Great One Black Bear. The Great One Black Bear can be found on many maps, but the map that I suggest for this grind, and I know a lot of other people do as well, is Silver Ridge Peaks. This map is absolutely incredible, and right here and this little lake right here. But everywhere else, even on the coast and all through the map, I have found black bear. Now, the best spot for the black bear are up here in the top corner. I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware of the 4 lake method. Bears are just a really fun grind. They drink from 4 to 8. They're class 7, so you can use the 300 on them. And it is just such an enjoyable grind. They pay good, they're easy to kill, and for the most part, the respawns, especially at the 4 top lakes, are very consistent. They're pretty easy to herd manage, just shooting 6s and ups, and honestly, they have some pretty cool rares as well. Now guys, I know a lot of people might not have access to the 300 just starting out, so that's why the Black Bear grind comes at number 5. But also the Black Bear Great One is one of the best looking in the game. So guys, for my bear grind, what I personally did is I started near the bottom of the map and all these little lakes here in the middle, especially this bigger one. This one can be very annoying to hunt because the black bears are on these in these 2 spots, and they're on both sides, so they're really tall grass here on the side. It's kind of honestly a pain, so I kind of focused on all these zones kind of on the right side all the way down to the bottom, and then once a lot of these zones were shot down or had just a few males left, I then started doing the swapping thing. Now guys, the swapping thing just is pretty simple. All you do is shoot a female black bear and shoot a male black bear from one of your exterior zones, and it has a 50-50 chance of swapping back. You don't claim either one, and yeah, hopefully they switch. Now guys, grind number 4, the top 5 easiest grinds in Hunter Call of the Wild, to Yukon Valley. The Yukon Valley is home of the Great One Wolf. Now, the Great One Wolf, as I refill my feeders here, is a very awesome Great One. The Great One Wolf has 9 variations, and honestly, every variation is super sick. There's a lot of darker ones, but for the most part, the Great One Wolf is a very good Great One. Great One Wolf is super easy to obtain in my opinion. It's one of the easier grinds, but the only reason I didn't rank it higher is because unfortunately the wolves do drink at night, so there is kind of that little extra pressure on you at night. But now guys, what I do with the wolf grind is pretty simple. The wolves drink here on Yukon from 12 to 3. Great One Wolf is so fun to hunt, and the wolves are only class 6. This allows you to hunt them with the 308 or the 7mm or even a gun like the 30-06. It's kind of your own discretion. There's lots of choices, and they're all kind of good in their own little aspect. But guys, the system that I use for my wolves is very simple. The wolves are very just kind of put to a certain spot on this map. They drink at all these left lakes here, these 4 big lakes. They drink at these 3 little lakes, this little lake here. They drink from this outpost to the left, so this little bit of river here. They drink at all these lakes in the middle, so these ones I'm circling now. They also drink at this lake and this lake, but I have no zones on this one. They also drink at this coast. So from basically this little cove here, and guys, they only drink on the bottom side of the marsh. Now, a few of these spots can be annoying. You guys, if you ever set up on Copper Bowl Lake, you'll understand what I mean. It's very steep, and it's hard to really get a good look at some of your zones. So this is where the scent tube feeders come in handy. What I'll do is I'll set the time to about 5 in the morning, come to my feeder spots, which you can kind of see where I have my feeders set up on the map. This marsh spot is where I actually spawned my first Grade 1 wolf right here, and I basically shoot from the feeders. Then I switch it till about 1 in the morning, come back and hunt the drink zones. So I honestly get per rotation about 15 to 20 wolves. It's very effective, and honestly it really made the grind quick. So guys, the Grade 1 wolf is number 4. You could make an argument, honestly, for it being number 1 or 2, but I put it at number 4 strictly because they do drink at night, so it is a little bit of a learning curve to hunting in the dark. Alright, guys, the 2 first grinds in this video, I would say a lot of people probably expected to be in anybody's top 5, but this next one might come as a surprise, and if you guys can guess this map, which should be pretty easy, it is Medved Taiga. And it is the Grade 1 Moose. So this is the only current Grade 1 I actually have on one of my maps. But Moose for me, even though a lot of people talk that it is a hard grind, is one of the easier grinds in Call of the Wild. And the awesome thing about the Moose grind is once you've grinded them, every other grind seems that much easier. This was one of the first grinds that I went for multiple Grade 1s, and honestly, I have 6 Grade 1 Moose and I still want more. Now, the only kind of downside with this grind is there is tons of zones. I do suggest you do Medved, but the argument can be used for Layton Lake as well. But the Moose drink everywhere, as I mentioned, all around the coast, all down here, every lake and body of water, and especially down this river. I have tons of zones on this river. I think I have like 40 plus. It's absolutely insane. Those are all Moose zones. Now, there also is a few secret lakes here in Medved. There's this one. There is this one over here. So number 2, number 3, which I feel like is the most common one, number 4, and finally number 5. So guys, Moose can be a challenge, but once you have them herd managed down and you kind of contract your solos, you can really set up on this map, guys, and have a lot of fun grinding Moose. Moose is just not, in my opinion, the top 5 easiest grinds, but it's also one of the most rewarding, if not the most rewarding grind. The Grade 1s look amazing. There's 6 furs with 4 different rack variations, so there's tons of different possibilities of Grade 1s. The level 5s and the diamonds look absolutely insane, and of course the rares are also absolutely beautiful. Medved is a beautiful map to grind. It's awesome not dealing with lakes, and pretty well everywhere on this map that you are going to shoot a moose, you'll be able to run across and claim, which makes a huge difference. So yes, the annoying part is running around the map, finding solos, but once you guys get your map under control with the herd management, killing only 3s and 4s, it truly does become an enjoyable and easy grind. Alright guys, the runner-up for the top 5 easiest grinds in Call of the Wild, and it is the Whitetail Grade 1. Now, the Whitetail Grade 1 is a very fun Grade 1. They have 6 different rack combinations, and honestly, tons more if you count the 50-50 racks. I have 2 Grade 1 whitetails, and even though they were some of the longer grinds that I have had, they are very enjoyable. Now the map I suggest for this one, guys, is Revontuli Coast, but there is tons of options. But on Revontuli, there is a ton of drink zones. That is something to know. They basically drink from this road up, besides these two spots on your map, which I have one zone here and then two over here, and as well as a few of these lakes. I think it's these three, and as well as this coast from the outpost basically into this cove and even across the water here. They also drink at these spots, and again every single lake here. Not a guarantee you have drink zones like this lake I don't, but there is a potential to be from every lake up, especially this big lake as well. Guys, the whitetail deer, why does it top 5 then if it has so many zones? It's because they're so easy to herd manage, and even though there's a ton of them, you can put up a ton of kills very fast on the whitetail. You can almost get 2 kills every zone. That's 15 zones if you start rotating on. That's about 30 kills a rotation. It is super easy to get up there in numbers quick, and the whitetail deer are so easy to kill. I've personally used a 308, but there is also tons of different options with the whitetail deer. They are class 4, so any class 4 weapon you will be able to use on them. You can even use 300 if you want the grind to go a little quicker. Just make sure you got your kills. But guys, basically what I did, my Reventuli started from the bottom, made my way up, kept shooting inland until now all these lakes up here are the only lakes my shooters are at, which are the wide open, best potential shooting areas. Especially this marsh. This is where I spawned my first grade 1 here on Reventuli. Grade 1 whitetail is very rewarding, and let me tell you, when you first see your first grade 1 whitetail, it is a moment that you'll never forget in this game. But now we go to number 1, and I think a lot of people are going to guess what it is. The easiest grind in this game, in my personal opinion, is the grade 1 fallow deer. I don't think that comes with much of a surprise. I feel like most of the community does know the grade 1 fallow deer is the easiest. Now, of course, that could be different for some people, but here is my map, guys. The fallow deer drink at this big lake, this inland lake, all around this coast here, up to this outpost. They have potential to be at this lake, these 2 lakes as well, and as well as this side of the coast. That's it. The fallow deer are literally on only half a tier Aurora. It is super easy to set up on, and as you can see, look how close some of my zones are. I literally get a tent, shoot this zone down, get a tripod, shoot this zone down, get a tripod, shoot this zone. It's a breeze. The fallow deer are insanely easy to herd manage, to where I say that it probably takes only about 600 kills. Mine only took about 400 because I had 2 initial spawn level 5s, which really gave me a boost at the start. But I'm telling you guys, if you want an easy grade 1 in Hunter Call of the Wild, what are you waiting for? Load up tier Aurora and do a fallow deer grind. The fallow solos in this zone will stay at these lakes. The fallows on the coast will stay on the coast. It is honestly the easiest grind that EW could have made, and if you haven't grinded fallow deer in Call of the Wild, get on it. Alright guys, there you have it, the top 5 easiest grinds in Hunter Call of the Wild. Appreciate, guys, all the support lately. It's been honestly some of the best months here on YouTube that I've ever had in my life. So thank you guys so much for all of that. Let me know if you have any differing opinions in the comment section below, as I'm always open to discussion. And thank you guys again.